Well, Merry Christmas 2019. One of the things that I wanted to talk about in this episode is something common to pretty much every FX or FJ, is door handles. Now, I saw on one of the forums the other day somebody asking, and I've got a Farm Fresh one here, how do you put the door handles on and off? Now, it didn't matter whether it was an FX or an FJ. They had this was the door handle for it, and it's got a part number 7402638. So, part number's just in there, hidden away. Now, the way to get these on and off is a tool. It's about that long, and it's a piece of wire or welding rod that comes along here and has a loop as a little handle, and it's a matter of sliding the tool into here, and you can see these two little claws that are there. Well, all that happens is it depresses the claws in, and then you're able to remove the door handle. And the same for the reverse. When you're putting it back on, you put it back in place, and it's a matter of depressing the claws, pushing it all the way home, removing the tool or the piece of welding wire with a little handle on it, whatever is the case that you've made, and in this instance, then your door handle will stay there. Now, that's how you take door handles on and off. If you go to your workshop manual will have an instruction, on how to do it, and that's perfectly fine. But you'll notice with the FX and the FJ, the design and the ridging that's on the door handle. Now, it's very similar. Well, it's the same design, but similar from the perspective of its different lengths for the from the window winder. Now, this one's got a little crack in it. I just got a Farm Fresh one off the shelf. I just like to buy things when I see them. But this is a smaller handle. As you can see, it's a smaller handle. It does have the same type of design that's here, same type of design, and the same locking function from the claws that are there. So the claws are just there and there, and it's just a matter of pushing them, depressing them, and that unlocks and locks. So that's how you get window winders and door handles off. Now, one of the things that goes with the door handles is something we know called the pull-to door handle. Now these are an accessory, and they're originally made by Landlock. You can see the words Landlock in there. Now I'll just give you a better view. Landlock. Okay, so that's perfectly fine. So what you'll see now, there's no exact spot to do this, but it's a matter of trying to line up where your door handle sits on your door card, and also where this pull-to door handle sits pretty much above it. So you're matching arc for arc, the arc of here together with the arc of the door handle, and then that gives you pretty much an ergonomic spot to fasten the pull-to door handle to the metal of the door. So as you can see, it's quite sturdy because it's got 4 fastening points to each side, and so it's a lot sturdier to grab the door by the pull-to door handle and pull the door or push it open, rather than using the door handle all the time, which I've seen a lot of people do. But I like these pull-to door handles. Now, in my NASCO panel van, I had good FJ ones for my ute, but I couldn't quite at the time find them for my panel van, and I came across these later model ones. This one, as I mentioned, Farm Fresh, and I probably paid $1 or $2 at a swap meet for it. You're just saying to somebody, what have you got there, or what's that for? And they 9 times out of 10 don't know. So, look, what do you want for it? And they'll say, $1, a couple of bucks. And so if you don't have that, you can get that. And, not for nothing, it's pretty good. And admittedly, this one is, needs a lot of cleanup or whatever. But what the point I'm trying to make is, if you've got nothing, you've got nothing. If you've got something, you can do something with it. So if you don't have the FJ one, you can, for the moment, until you find the FJ one, use something else. You've got the lineup of the fasteners. You can see the matchup of the holes. So it's a good thing to do. Now with the FJs, they would come out in the ivory, or let's call it white for want of a better expression at the moment. So they've got white for the glove box button, the choke knob, and the headlight knob. You will, also have white window winders. So that is for FX standard, FX business sedan, FX Ute, FJ sedan that's standard, FJ business sedan, FJ Ute, FJ panel van, all white. But then, with the introduction of the FJ, and you would also have the white handbrake cable as well. So that would all match. But then with the introduction of the special, you would change from having a pretty standard interior to something a little bit more glamorous. You had a valance underneath the glove box that you could get. You had a more deluxe interior, nicer door cards, and so on. Not so standard glove box. Gearbox buttons, but something a little bit more. That's the standard, and that's an old one that's, had been more times around the block than your average FJ. Into, this is, quite modern for the, 1953 to 1956 when it was made. You've got a much nicer gearbox knob with this spinning disc in the middle of it. So they went then from the ivory, the white, to the black and the silver. So, the gear shift was black and silver. The door handles were black and silver. Now, the door handles, the body of them, let's just have a look here, both the same, right? They're both the same. One's white, but the special one's black and silver. And so you've got, black and silver for the glove box button, for the choke, for the headlight knob, for the gear shift, and also for the handbrake handle. So from that perspective, Holden's were just trying to glam things up a little bit more and just make it a little bit more upmarket by going from the ivory to the black and silver to make it a little bit more elegant and rich. So from that perspective, that's what Holden were doing, and I've also showed people the little pull-to door handles. Now, there's exactly no right or wrong spot with my FJ. The people put the pull-to door handles on in a place that was quite odd. You had to reach around to get it, and I don't like that. So we're moving it to where my mates and I decided, from an ergonomic perspective, it all lines up. It looks really correct, and from an ergonomic perspective, it's much easier to operate. So that's what we'll be doing with our build. But I saw a little thing the other day where on the forum the people were asking about, I've lost my keys. Now on an FJ's pretty simple. Just at the back of the ignition switch, you've got positive and negative. And so what I've done is I lost my keys for my build for about 6 months. And so I just use this to get me out of trouble. So all I did was connect to one side of the ignition switch and to connect the other side of the ignition switch, and then that was my key to turn the lights on, and then I could hit the starter button and get it going. And then when I wanted to stop the car, I just had to turn the button off. And ultimately I found my keys, and because I only had one when I bought the thing, well, you know, the most sensible thing to do was go out and have a whole nother set made, which is exactly what I did. But you know, smart little things sometimes get you out of trouble. I've even moved FJ Holdens at the Hot Rod Show with silver paper from someone's cigarette packet. So you know, you do whatever you've got to do sometimes, but that was just a little handy hint that I saw, you know, somebody was stuck with, oh, what do you do for this and what do you do for that? Well, that's how you get yourself out of trouble when you've lost your keys. But anyway, folks, Merry Christmas for 2019. I hope you've all had a really good day. We've put a couple of episodes in the can tonight, so I hope that you like both of them. This one we were talking about door handles and the different design schemes between the standards and the deluxe special version, and also in the previous version we were talking about all the different reflectors, and believe it or not, there's more than one. But I hope you have a nice evening for those of you who are looking at the episodes tonight, and the other folks who are picking it up as well. Well, when you see it, I hope you have a good day. Anyway, that's Jules Knight from NASCAR Based Speed Shop signing off with FJ Holden Jive Talking. Thank you.